Are you recording?
Okay, I'm recording.
Now you know I'm doing the '80s party, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought I'd get a take on when did one of the weird things is people who like the '80s always say that was the last real memorable genre in music.
Right.
'80s had its own feel. '70s, '60s, '50s, '40s,
Right.
'30s, and every 10 years, it had a flavor, and you can tell by listening to any song at what time it came out, right?
Right.
So anytime I hear a rap song that talks about degrading women and doing drugs, I say, oh, that's anything after 1990. I mean,
Right. Exactly. Right.
that's what we have right now in mainstream music.
Right.
Why did it? First of all, we didn't think rap would stay around.
No.
Obviously,
No.
the world embraced it, and it's sticking around. And I'm scared that reality TV is taking the same path.
Right.
Okay, but I want to talk music. Why did we lose the genres, and what's going to happen? Is it ever going to go back?
I don't. Okay. Here's what I think happened. I think the music industry wants to blame the internet for this, but it started long before that. The problems started long before that. They just completely lost their way. They lost their way. The way in which they created acts and found acts and the styles of music and stuff. They just lost their way in the 90s. And the internet wasn't even huge till, not really till what, late 90s when Napster was in the late 90s.
Once people started leaving AOL, it really blew up.
Right.
They didn't need the hand-holding.
Right, but the problem was that they got greedy. It'd be a big surprise. The music industry's greedy. I always felt at a certain point after, I don't even remember when, it was probably after the 80s, is that when I would buy a CD, that I would find one great song on it, right? They would promote this artist. They'd promote the hell out of one song. It's the hit mentality, right?
Right.
The hit mentality, and Hollywood's suffering from the same problem, right? But the hit mentality is, oh, that one hit's all you need, and you can sell the CDs. Well, we all went and loved the song, right? That one song. We bought the CD, and we hated everything on it, right? So they ripped us off over and over and over again, right? They didn't provide quality, and they didn't provide value.
That's why I didn't care about stealing at the time when I was
right. At the time, people just
screw
like,
that.
okay,
I'm
fine.
so do it.
Exactly. Yeah. And so then everybody went to, oh, I'll just get the songs I like. And now, finally, they finally woke up, or at least Apple figured it out. It's like, well, how can we sell one cut? And then Amazon's doing it now. There's lots of play. I think even like website. I don't know if CD Baby could, but there was a lot of people doing that kind of thing where you could just get the cut that you wanted, right?
Why do we still make albums?
What's that?
Why do we still make albums?
I think history only, because it's a nostalgia
Old
for it.
media in a new technology world.
Exactly. But the thing is this, okay? Now, when you can buy a single song, right? When you can buy a single song, you have choice, right? And that allows me to say to vote yes on this song and no on that one, right? Don't like this song. Don't like that song. Don't like that song. I'm not buying those. So now you're forced to produce quality product. Okay,
They're not. They're not.
But it was too late. By then, it was too late. It was too late. The whole and they embraced rap like it was going to be the new rock, and it just isn't. To me, rap is. I always say, if rap is music, then whistle me a rap song, right? The problem with rap for me is it's basically music reduced. Okay, it's reduced to words and a beat essentially. Not all of it, and I'm sure there's lots of examples of where this simplistic model is wrong, but it covers the majority cases. It's like saying to someone, well, I like seasoning on my meat, but I don't want a plate full of seasoning. I like a strong beat in a song, but I just don't want beat. I like lyrics in a song, but I don't want just the lyrics only. I want the music to go with it.
Here's what happened. I was DJing back in the 80s in the nightclubs, and I was playing the beginning of rap, whether it was Run DMC or Houdini or whoever. Grandmaster Flash is a great example. Those, and even Too Short, those are songs about life. Every song was different. It was talking about the hard times growing up. It was talking about a girlfriend. It was talking about this. It was talking about that. at some point, it became, let's be the bad kid. Let's be the wild child. And every song became doing drugs and doing women. Every song became about sex and drugs. And every song is about that. Every song, me and you went down the top 10 on Kiss FM.
Right.
And every song was about booty or doing it or smoking a blunt.
It's also about money and power.
Money,
and
power, right.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
There's nothing wrong with that.
I love rap.
I don't have a problem
really
with
like
that.
it.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. But when once again, when you reduce the whole spectrum to just that, it's like, I like candy, but I don't want to eat candy for every meal. And I don't want to eat
Everybody's
candy.
doing the same topics.
Everybody, right, exactly. Because
It gets boring.
that's what sells. But that's what sells, right? That's what's sold, I should say.
Right.
That's what's sold. And that's all that you can give people a choice for, and that's all they pick.
And if you don't
The
have a
other
parental
thing is-
advisory sticker on your album, you won't sell albums.
Right.
That's
the
what it's
other
come down
problem.
to.
The other problem is that, okay, let's go to music again, right? Think about a movie that was made like American Graffiti. Okay, there's
Right.
a whole soundtrack for that generation during that time. There's a whole bunch of music, right? And you go back in time, like if you did a movie in the 70s, there's a whole set, 80s, right? Even the 90s is a whole, but it's like for my daughter, she doesn't really have there's not, her generation doesn't have a shared soundtrack that everybody was listening to that music. There's no like.
Okay, I have
Imagine that-
let me jump in on that. I know why. You know why too, right?
Go ahead.
Because our tunnel of being introduced to music was so narrow that everybody was standing at the end of the same tunnel on getting their music.
Right.
I get
Radio.
that. I'm not blaming.
Radio is the only place
Right.
to get music.
You just
And
had
now
the radio.
you get it from 1,000 places.
And then there was CDs and the radio, and then that was it. Now there's
Right.
like a million ways to be introduced to music, so that spectrum, that whole opening is wide. That's why there's no generational music sound to it, and they
Well,
don't
if you
all
look
relate.
at look at FM radio, right? FM radio used to be this place where they played long album cuts, and it was like you would hear all kinds of music, and
Right.
the DJs could put they could introduce music. Remember how much stuff was in K-Rock, right? That got introduced by DJs, and that was a long history of DJs introducing music that they found that they liked. Okay, when Clear Channel got involved, and instantly they went corporate. Exactly. It went corporate. It was like they took the band, the spectrum, and they went, "Zh, this is where we're going to..." Why? Because we make money there. We make payola is there. That's where the money is. So that's where we're going. And then it just killed radio. Well, when you kill radio like that, you killed your only source for new music coming out. So what happened is they killed radio. People went elsewhere for their music to find it, right? And now we have a diverse sources. Now I've bought albums from people because I heard their song on a commercial. Because I don't listen to radio anymore. Because radio's
Nothing's
terrible.
introducing you to music.
Right. Exactly.
I found Regina Spektor because her song "Samson" was in a CSI episode.
Right. From
I bought it.
shows you watch.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, all right. So let's ask people how they would improve the music industry, what bugs them. Probably how they'd improve it. Let's do positive.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. So what should we ask down below? Just think about all
Just
that.
their input. Just what is their input? What
Okay.
are their
What's
opinions?
their input?
What are their opinions?
and
Let's hear
feelings
their
about
opinions.
this industry?
Yeah.
Okay.